All right. Hey, folks. So I've got something a little bit different tonight. I was able to restore a camera that's about 20 years old just with some vinegar, cleaning up the battery. Quote unquote acid that's spilled everywhere. Technically, it's an alkaline base, but I was able to get it cleaned up. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly show you this. And it'll take a minute and get the system set up. So this is the Fujifilm FinePix S5200. It was released in, I think, about 2005. It is a bridge camera, so it's an intermediary camera just between a point and shoot and like a mirrorless, essentially. It does have a fixed lens on it, but it has 10x optical zoom, and most interestingly, this camera has full manual settings, so we can set the aperture, we can set the shutter speed, and it can record video. Interestingly though, it does have a CF card, XD card, sorry, so it's not an SD card. Let me go ahead and just activate the YouTube live chat. I don't expect it'll be too long today. I really wanted to hop on and show you guys this camera. All right, let me activate this. All right, so live chat's active, so if you got any questions in the camera or what a code here, feel free to drop them in, but this is what we're taking a look at tonight. Once again, just really happy to have this working. It does have a couple of connectors on it. It's got AV out. It uses a 2.5mm aux cable. I have 3.5mm, so I had to go ahead and order one, and hopefully it works, not too sure. Taking a look at the storage card. It's an XD card. This one had 1 GB in it on the size of that little thing. The camera's not going to pull focus unless it's right in front of my face. I did have a chance to shoot some video with this tonight, specifically the dogs causing craziness. It's got a really nice little flash feature on it, so check this out. Just pop it on auto, take a picture of the. Check the way the flash pops out. Ooh, look at that. That's clean. Super, super sweet camera. But my goal is we're going to pop this in a capture card once we get the EV cable in. We'll be able to use this as an additional camera angle. It does output 4:3 SD video, but there's something to be said for vintage cams. So I'm going to definitely play around with that. I'm glad we're able to get this working. I do have one I picked up in Scotland, just a little point and shoot that's about 25 years old or something like that, but I don't think we'll get AV out on that. What else? Just thankful I can shoot bloody video. And I was having a quick look at some of the footage that was on this camera before I got hold of it. Let's see, can I pause? Zoom, focus. I was doing a better job before I got on, you know, that's how it goes. There is some crud on the inside of the lens. I'm not sure I'm going to clean that. Like I said, it's a bridge camera, so the lens is essentially affixed to the body, but still we're able to get pretty good quality pictures from it. What's cool about this camera is it's era appropriate with the PSP, which I have down here. So I'm coding avatar chat that's fed by YouTube live chat. So when you talk to me right now, I get to hear you, you get an avatar on screen. And this was released about 2005. So this camera came out around the same time. And I think it'd be cool to document this whole process and even make the PSP camera this camera. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. We do have a dedicated PSP camera here right now. Oh my God. A bloody vape in the view. That's what I get for having cameras everywhere. What else? Is there anything else to know about this camera? I don't think so. I just really like the flash on it. Having that pop up, but it doesn't have a cold shoe, it doesn't have a hot shoe on it. So fixing things to the camera is going to be a wee bit problematic, and I can't run audio into it, but if we have this hooked up to a capture card, I can run aux directly into the capture card. Everyone's occupied right now, so I don't think we'll be able to show you. But yeah, I'll get on a little bit earlier and we'll dedicate a stream or a video to that. I'm just most impressed by the control over the aperture and the shutter on this. Like I said, this is 20 years old. And we get about 5.1 megapixels. So the camera I'm using right now is the Lumix G9 Panasonic. Came out in like 2018. But it has a brilliant crisp image, and the sensor's huge compared to everything I'm used to working with. Like that camera you see on the bottom of the screen on YouTube is a iPhone 16. So next to my Panasonic, that's like the highest quality camera I've got. We do have a dedicated keyboard cam here. Yeah, I've yet to do too much live coding on it. I did a little bit last night, but I'm having more fun just setting up all this equipment than I coding with it recently. But we do have some cool stuff coming on the PSP, so stay tuned for that. I can just show you where we're at with that. Let me see if I can put this up. Yeah, so there's there's an isometric perspective with the tiles. So if you look at my screen up here, it's a HTML5 implementation, and it looks really simple, right, when you first hop on. But if I go on to the live stream chat on YouTube and say hello from YouTube, you should be able to hear that and see it. Oh shit, I didn't connect it. All right, so that worked. You guys are hearing it, and don't expect too many questions coming in at 4:40 a.m. So yeah, start winding this down in a minute. Pumped. All right. Yeah, I think we'll keep it short tonight. I just have to try to get enough sleep, get back to work, get the rest of the system programmed. Anyone with the PSP, and I'm even targeting the old, if you remember the old Windows PDAs, that was one of the first devices I started coding for and had along with the PSP about 20 years ago now. And they both have a crappy implementation of JavaScript, to say the least. So we're going to hit both devices at once, have a little Palm Pilot that's not going to be supported. That doesn't even have a web browser, I don't think. But I'll do a video on that anyway and poke about with it. And if you take a look behind me over there, we've got Commodore 64. I'm going to pick up a internet module for that. And that'll be another exploration in coding and assembly for the 6502 processor. So no lack of vintage technology being integrated to this modern platform that I've created. And this Mackie SE30, I wish it worked. It has a hard drive in it. I have all the boot disks. I found the right keyboard, found the right mouse, but I just wasn't able to have it detect get my install media to actually install on the body hard drive. So the option there was to look into like a SD card is it SCSI emulator for the Macs, but I might even pick that up. I'm gonna have to look. I've collected a lot of technology and just some of it sits on the shelf, but that's okay. All right. Make sure you subscribe for more. You don't have to like the video, but definitely subscribe and follow it so you can see the crazy stuff that I work on. And I do it anyway. It's just a matter of the camera's on or not. But I've been making an effort to actually document some of it, because I was going through some of the videos on my channel. So my channel sat abandoned for about 15 years. I created it in like 2018, I think, 2008. And there's a couple of videos that goes back all the way to the start of this, and you'll see some of this game art up there. So this whole project I'm working on does have a little bit of lore, and you can still find references to this day on like Rage Zone. Where did Snapple go? I'm right here. Yeah, so appreciate you joining me for this wee journey, and I hope the rest of your week goes smoothly. Hopefully mine does too. Bloody 5 a.m. All right. we'll shut this down. So when I shut this down, it's always very important because of the chat integrations that I've programmed here. Just a quick refresher. We have Twitch, YouTube, Discord, and Kick. And YouTube was the most painful one to implement. Essentially, it's to pull the YouTube API every 5 seconds to pull chat messages from it. You might have seen me already demonstrate that if you were sticking around for at least a minute or two. One thing though, I do have these little buttons to update how many people are watching us. We've got 6 folks on YouTube. You can see my subscriber count isn't updating. Oh, it is. I was pressing the wrong button. But yeah, so that's another thing I set up. So this is the Elgato Stream Deck, and you can set it up to do GET requests. So I just stood up an Express API and connected it to my WebSocket-driven avatar chat that integrates with all the YouTube live chat and that, and then it can control it. So I can have this like pause the TTS system. It's completely custom programmed. Now look at that. You can ask code questions. Yeah. So I'm all about integrating all sorts of bloody things. And the web is one of the best mediums I've found to do that. It was the case 20 years ago, and it's still the case today, if not more than ever. We have so much available on the web. And you want some examples of that? Yeah, stick around, right? Appreciate you guys. Take it easy. So to turn this off, I just come in here and click stop, and you'll see the one avatar that joined the chat, which was me, disappear. Beautiful, so he's gone now. And then I can go up to my OBS controller, which is a WebSocket implementation. OBS finally included WebSocket control protocol directly in the software they ship. Before you'd have to get that as a plugin. Well, we don't have to worry about that anymore. But the whole thing I'm trying to do here, and what I'm actually actively doing, you can see some of the previous chats that came in from the last live stream session I did, is this is how I'm sharing my camera, my Panasonic G9. This is how I'm sharing my screens, and lets me have like a kind of a wireless studio. So I coded a whole system for that on top of WebRTC. And the last thing I have to do is hook up WebRTC to RTMP. So that's going to allow me to completely bypass OBS completely. But until then, I have a little panel to come in here and terminate the stream.